Hello. So whether you've been paying attention or not, the reality is here. The end of life for Windows 7 has been pending for a while. They've been warning us and warning us and warning us, and on Tuesday, the day came. So what does this mean for your business? What do you need to do? What are your options? That's what we're going to talk about on this show tonight. So go ahead, grab something good to drink, and grab your questions, because in a few seconds we will dive in and we will get all down in this one, because it's not all bad news. That's the good news. All right, hang in there. Hello and welcome. So Windows 7 end of life, right? Support has been discontinued. You're not supposed to be using it anymore. You may or may not have been getting notifications when you try to use your machines. This is causing a lot of concern among people, for good reason, right? That this is important, especially if this is affecting the systems that you are running your business on. So that is what we are going to talk about tonight. I can promise you that it's not all bad news, and it's actually, though it doesn't feel like it, right? It's medicine we have to take to protect us, right? So this is something that needs to happen. They're not just doing this to push up, their numbers or anything. It is well past time for all of us to get on board. So let's get into what all of that means. So the big first question, wait, is that? Yes, that is the first question. Okay, so the big first question is there a problem with Windows 7? And the answer is yes. It's very, very old, and it is no longer the focus of development at Microsoft. It hasn't been for quite a while. So what that means is it's sort of been lingering without a lot of attention. Now, I know a lot of people are like, well, that's fine because it's been working fine for me. That's not really the issue. The issue is really the fact that because it's not getting the attention and the TLC that Windows 10 has been getting, it's not up to date, and you're not getting new features, and little things that were always on the maybe someday we'll get around to fixing this list are never going to happen. Also, now, and this is the big one, no more security patches. So that means every day from Tuesday going forward that you don't upgrade to Windows 10, your business computers are a little bit more vulnerable. They're a little bit more open to possibly being under attack, or possibly failing you, or possibly ending up spreading things to other people's system because somebody's taken over control of your system. And here's the thing, just because you don't see somebody controlling your system doesn't mean it's not happening, because the people who do that are very good at doing it in the background. So at the most, you might notice that your system's running more sluggish, but let's face facts. If you're running a Windows 7 machine, you're already on an old machine, so the odds are pretty good that it's pretty sluggish to start with. Am I right? So all of these are the reasons why this is an issue now and why it's now end of life. The reality is it's time, and they did give us plenty of notice. So we can't fault them on that. This is not something that that Microsoft just sprung on us on Tuesday. This has been coming a long time. So the next question everybody's asking me is, well, can I keep using Windows 7? Is my machine going to stop? Is it going to lock up? No, Microsoft doesn't do things that way, okay? So yes, just like, there are people, unfortunately, out there who are still running Windows XP systems. So just like that, your Windows 7 system is going to keep working. I'll put that in air quotes, okay? It's going to keep running. You're gonna probably start to see, if you haven't already, notification, some people call them nag screens, telling you that your Windows 7 PC is out of support, okay? They may increase the frequency of those. Again, they're doing things to try to encourage you to change over. But yes, technically you can keep using that machine. Just keep in mind that it is extremely vulnerable. It gets more and more vulnerable every single day that you keep it plugged into the internet and you keep using it. Okay, you're not going to receive any more updates. Now, somebody out there is going, I'm still getting updates on my XP system. Any updates that you're getting on your Windows XP system, and the ones you might get going forward on Windows 7, are only for extreme emergencies. Massive things, massive security issues that come up. The day-to-day stuff, the lower hanging fruit stuff, not going to happen. So don't feel like, oh, well, I just got an update, everything's fine. It's not, okay? You are not protected. You are not safe. The other thing to keep in mind here is that now that Microsoft has officially axed Windows 7, okay, they've put that word out, right? So the developers, the software companies, all those people that you rely on, right, to do your business, the applications that you're using, are not going to keep supporting it either. So they're going to start releasing updates, maybe they already have, that don't run on Windows 7 or don't run well on Windows 7. Eventually they won't run at all. And that is going to be a problem for you, right? Because you rely on these to do your business. So you're just making your life harder. Really, that's okay. If there's one takeaway you take from this, you are only making your life harder. You are only hurting yourself by not updating to Windows 10. Okay? Windows 10 is secure, it is stable, it is a very good operating system. So the only person you're hurting is you and your business and anybody who might be hurt by the fact that you left your system open and somebody was able to take it over and then use your system to hurt them. So if you take nothing else away from this conversation, please understand that this is not a game. This is for real. You need to upgrade your system. All right, so let me go back. All right. So your software companies, your service providers, even your browsers are going to stop working sooner than later. As of yesterday, Google was still saying that it would support Chrome on Windows 7 at least until July of 2021. But that could change if there is a big enough issue that comes up. Okay, nobody is going to spend a lot of time keeping their stuff working on Windows 7 if it is anything other than easy. So just keep that in mind. All things are going to stop working. Okay, Google, that wasn't for you. I don't know why Google has been super sensitive lately. Anyway, let's keep going. Okay, so we talked about that. So the other thing is people are like, oh, well, I heard that I can pay to extend my service time with Windows 7. That is only true if you are a corporation, okay? For small businesses, not the case. But if you're a big business, enterprise, international, if you're a government, then yes, but it's not going to be cheap, okay? So if you do, for some reason, happen to fall into one of those categories, yes, there is I think it's a 3-year window, but the price is a couple $100 per system, okay? So per laptop, POS, desktop, whatever device you have it on, and that number doubles every year. So it's going to be expensive, okay? They're doing this on purpose because they're trying to encourage you to join us on Windows 10. And the other thing is, you're not going to be able to go in and pick up this in your local computer store or Best Buy. You're not going to be able to go online and buy it. The only way you can get that special extended service for the very expensive price is if you contact one of their what do they call it, qualified cloud solution provider partners. How's that for an easy to say name? So you're going to have to reach out to either Microsoft or somebody who does business with Microsoft selling software in order to get it. They're not going to make this easy. They're going to do everything in their power to make sure you can't do it. And if you are a small business or a home user, they're not even going to talk to you about it. They're going to say, nope, you have to upgrade. So that's the reality. Yes, you can kind of still use it, but it's not a smart move. And every day you let this happen is just opening you up to more potential problems. All right? I think I hit that too hard. Oh, so I didn't. This is just, I wanted to show you what I mean by the nag screen. So this is a screen that comes up. Here, let me just get me out of the picture here. This is the type of message that you will see from Microsoft letting you know that, hey, you're out of luck. Now you'll notice, okay, that there's 2 buttons on here. Now this is the kind of thing you want to be careful about, right? Because this is how ransomware gets spread, right? Through pop-ups, but not this screen. Okay, but you need to be careful. But notice the details on this one, right? So you've got the Microsoft logo and all that. But there's no buy button, right? There's no action button. All there is buttons that take you to get more information or postpone the screen, okay? So this is one of the ways you can, and this is sort of a side conversation, but this is one of the ways that you can tell the difference between ransomware, malware, and an actual informational screen from Microsoft. This is not asking for anything from you. It's only offering information. That's it. So that's just good to know. So I wanted you to see it so you have some idea what it would look like if it comes up. And then you can go ahead and get more information about why this is happening and all that kind of stuff. Alrighty. Should have done that when I had the camera off of me. Oh well. All right, so then we got that. So then, next big question, can I upgrade to Windows 7 for free? So from Windows 7 to Windows 10 for free. This has been a thing that has been going on for roughly 2 years now. People, have made good use of this. And the good news is, this is the good news I promise you. The good news is, though this is not being promoted, as of yesterday, it was still working. So, yes, and I put the link for that in the comments on Facebook and Mixer, and I put it in the description for YouTube. So you can go and do this. As always, what you want to do is, do your backups and all that kind of stuff. But before we go there, the only way that you can do this is if you are not a Windows 7 home users. Now, I checked with some people today who said that, yeah, they were able to get it to work, but these were very technical people and it sounded like, as I talked to them, they did a lot of mucking around. If you have Windows 7 Pro or higher, you're good. This link, as of yesterday, was still working. But if you have Windows 7 Home, then you might not be able to do this. It's sort of, your mileage may vary. And I know a lot of people with small businesses use the home version of Windows instead of getting, the Pro or higher. And this is one of the times when that's not such a great idea. Most of the time it's fine, but this is one of the times it's not. So if you do have Pro or higher, or you're going to try it with Windows Home regardless, just make sure you do a full backup of your system. You always want to do that before you do an update or an upgrade anytime. And then you're going to need your Windows key, right? So that's that long string alphanumeric that identifies that you have a legal paid for version. Now, you may not have that on a piece of paper. Like if Windows 7 came on your computer, once upon a time they used to give that to you. Once upon a time that used to be a sticker underneath it. Over the years, that may or may not have been the case, or it may or may have disappeared, right? But you can still get it. So there are products out there like it's Nearsoft's Prod U-Key. So it's NIRSOFT, Prod, PRODU, and the word key all smushed together. You can use that to run on your system. I think it's from Windows 7 up. You can get that, and it will go in and it will find the key that is recorded on your system. Use it, write down that key, because you cannot do the upgrade if you don't have that key, right? It's not treated as a free upgrade if you don't have that key. Basically, you're proving that you have a legal copy. All right, then go to the link I gave you. They walk you through it very, carefully. You can either do it, by creating taking like a flash drive and putting it on there, or you can do it direct. It's up to you. That link explains all of it to you. So I'm not going to go through this in great detail, but you do want to go through and, read the instructions before you start the process. Make sure you've got your backup, test your backup, then go ahead and do it. If you go in and try to do it and it says, sorry, no, you're not eligible, or hey, it's not available anymore, because they can pull this. This technically ended several times last year. They kept pushing the date out. Technically, it's not available. It's just still working. So at any point, they can take this away. Again, all the more reason to go ahead and do it now. Don't wait. But depending on when you're watching this, it may already be gone. So if that's the case, your only other option is to buy a legal upgrade copy, okay, which is going to cost you $100 plus, depending on which version you've got per system that you have to upgrade it on. Now, keep in mind, if this is affecting things like your accounting system, your point of sale system, which may be on closed devices, this may also mean that you have to pay for a service call from your provider, especially if you don't have like ongoing maintenance with them. So this extends a little bit beyond just, the laptops and desktops that we're all using. And again, a lot of people may have waited too long, and whoever it is that provides you that service may have an incredibly long line of people lined up wanting to do this. So again, don't wait. Find out, get online, get that appointment, because you need to get this taken care of. So if you can't get the free one, if you can't or don't want to buy a new copy and go through the upgrade process that way, your other option is buy new computers, which frankly you may need to do anyway, because if your whichever system you're using, your laptop, your desktop, any other device that you're using. If it's too old to support Windows 10 or to support it well, you may have to go out and buy a new system anyway. So yeah, this is going to cost you a little bit of money if you haven't been doing your maintenance anyway. Again, you can shop around. There's lots of options out there. There's a lot to be said for starting off with a clean system if you can. And we're going to talk about some other potential options in a minute. But those are your basic options. You can try to get the free upgrade. If you move quickly, that might be a possibility. You're just going to need your Windows key for that. And you can get that using a tool. I've already forgotten the name of it. Using a tool like ProduKey. There's other ones out there. The point is that you can get it even if you think you don't have it, because it's not always provided to you, but it is on your machine. You just need a tool to go find it. If you are not going to, or you can't make use of the free upgrade, you can go buy legal software to upgrade your system. Again, you can go to your local computer store. You can do it online with Microsoft, whatever works better for you. And the price is going to change depending on the system that you've got, the level of Windows that you're using. But figure $100, $200 probably per system is probably a good guess. Because you will need one for each. You're not going to be able to buy one copy and put it on 10 machines. That's not how this works. Or the other option is just buy new computers that have Windows 10 on it. Hey, that's a kind of a win-win-win, right? It's a new machine. It'll be clean. It'll run faster. It'll be optimized for Windows 10. So while that may not be your first choice, maybe, but look at it in the time savings that you will get from not having to tweak and fight and maybe upgrade memory in your existing systems. One way or another, time or money, this is going to cost you. So take the path that works best for you. Do you have any other options? Of course you have other options within some certain realities, right? So if you are technical enough, you maybe want to consider putting Linux on your computers. That's certainly an option. There's free versions of it. They support things like the web browsers and all that. And they're going to keep getting their security updates for a long time to come. It's certainly a way to go. It does require that you have a certain level of technical expertise to know how to do that and to understand the implications. So, for example, if you are using, and this is just an extreme example, let's say that you're running your whole business off of Microsoft Excel. Okay, we're not even talking 365. We're talking about the install version of that. Well, that probably won't work on a Linux distribution without some tweaking. And in some cases, not at all, depending on which version of Linux and which version of Excel you're using. There's lots of variables in that. So if you are only using browser-based stuff, that could totally work for you. It's totally worth looking at. But it does require a certain level of tech comfort to get a successful Linux install to work. Because you've got to remember, you've got to load the right drivers to get your monitors to work, to get your mouse to work, to get your keyboard to work, to get your printers to work, to get it on the Wi-Fi. So this is not something to do if you are not super comfortable playing with the tech, or paying somebody to do it for you. The other thing, if you don't have specific needs, like if your applications that you use for running your business, your point of sale, your accounting systems, whatever is custom to your business, if it truly does not require Windows, then you can also look at a Chromebook. Okay, I mean, Chromebooks are great for doing anything online. If you are a Windows Office user, you would have to switch to Windows 365, but some people are loving that, others not so much. But again, things like your point of sale, your accounting, your inventory management, customer management applications, and anything that you're using, 3D printers, anything that relies on special software to operate probably won't. Well, if it's not browser-based, it won't work for Chromebook. If you can work off of Chromebook, and I'll tell you, I mean, I have mine. I am amazed still to this day how much I can do on it, but not everything. But you can get a really strong Chromebook for $150. So roughly for the price of a single Windows 10 upgrade, you can do that. You can, of course, pay more. Mine was when I bought it, was about $500. You can go up to $1,000, but even so, maybe that'll be cheaper than the other options, but you need to make an informed choice. And if you are not sure, you need to reach out to your application provider, your device provider, and they'll let you know. It's very black or white. It's going to be yes or no. So just keep that in mind. Now, the other thing about this that I do want to mention that, yes, okay, this is a good thing, even though it doesn't always feel like it in the moment. But not only is this moving to Windows 10 going to keep you more secure, it's going to make you more efficient because it is, it's running faster. You can make use of all kinds of upgrades that maybe beforehand you didn't take advantage of, for whatever tools you're using. The other thing about this is that Windows 10 has made the update process much less painful. Now, nothing is perfect, right? Well, you have to keep in mind, all these things are created by humans. Humans are flawed, therefore these things are flawed, okay? Let's just keep that reality out there. That said, doing a Windows update in Windows 10 is a much smoother process generally. It does not require major amounts of time to do. I would say that, the same rule of thumb that has always been true is still true for Windows 10. Don't volunteer to be the beta test, right? So don't rush to do it. Don't look to do the update. Once you get updated to Windows 10, don't feel like, the second the update comes out, you have to load it. You do want to load it within a week or two of when it comes out. But every once in a while, there's a little glitch, and so let other people be the ones to do that testing for you. And then once, you don't hear anything more about it, generally, if an issue comes out in a release, it's generally resolved in about 72 hours, give or take. So give it 4 days, 5 days, and then go ahead and do it. But you will find that they're doing it in this mindset of Windows as a service. Okay, so you're going to see references to WAAS. All that means is, much like how your browsers today are updating, right? It's almost seamless. Usually they give you a little notification when it's done, or sometimes they ask you to go ahead and run it because for some reason they need you to initiate it. But other than that, it really is quite simple. And they're doing them incrementally now, so there's not like a big push like every quarter or something. They're just doing it in smaller batches, in logical groupings to make it easier. So really, that is just another benefit to all this change, which, okay, I know a lot of people are unhappy about, but it was coming. It was coming. And if you need help, feel free to reach out. You can always reach me here. Okay, you can go to yourtechcoach.net. There's a contact form there. If you have questions, if you have comments, if you have ideas for the show, you can go ahead and put them there. Just let me know if you need a fast answer, and let me know how to get back to you in that case. Otherwise, just come back for the next show and I will cover it there. But reach out to your service providers, to whoever is providing your software, whoever you bought your equipment from. They will all have the information that you need in order to manage your way through this, to figure it all out, and to, frankly, lessen the stress of it. Now, if they require a service plan for this kind of support, which may be the case, you may have to cough up a little money if you have not been paying for their ongoing service. But again, they're there. It's their stuff. If you're not sure, don't guess. Go and ask. This is nothing to be, timid about. It's a question that I'm sure they're getting a lot right now. You can even go to their website and check their FAQ page. They probably have answers there for you. But the answers are out there, so it's not as intimidating a thing as it might feel at first. It's just a matter of looking at your options and making the best choice for you. I know some of you are out there going, well, Kath, just tell me what to do. And I can't, because your business is unique to you, right? I can't possibly, through this camera know what your realities are, what your budgets are, what equipment you're using, what restrictions you might have based off of those. So you're going to have to reach out, to somebody or have a conversation with somebody who can ask you these questions, get those answers, and then help walk you through making the decisions. But one way or another, you need to do this. It's time to do this. You need to upgrade to Windows 10. You might want to just look at it as a great opportunity to just upgrade your equipment, right? If you go and you buy a system today, it's going to have Windows 10 on it. Boom, you're good to go. You'll just need to move your files over and you can go right back to working. For a lot of people that I'm talking to, that is the answer for them. To be honest, I've only really talked to one where it looks like something like a Chromebook might work, and that's because of the work that they do. It really They're just, they didn't really, until they stopped to think about it, they didn't realize that they're really doing everything online in a browser anyway. So for them, they're going to actually save a ton of money on this. But for most of us out there, it's either try to do the free upgrade, right? If you possibly can. And the link is either in the comments or in the description, depending on which platform you're watching on. So you can certainly try that. You can certainly go and pay for an upgrade, right? So that is a viable option. You can pay to upgrade from Windows 7 to Windows 10. There's software that will do that. Or just go and buy new equipment and get the general benefit of having new shiny equipment, right? Okay, everybody. So that's what I've got for you. I will be over on Twitch around 10:30 or so if you would like to continue this conversation. I'm your tech coach over there. Otherwise, I hope that you will spread the word, let everybody know about this, share this with your fellow small business folks to let them know about it, because maybe they have not heard, or maybe they've started getting this notification, they haven't had time to even look into it. And we will be back next week, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Mixer. I hope everybody is having a great start to their year, and we will talk again soon. Bye.